What is going on, guys? The Inside the Loop podcast, and today we were breaking down the New York Rangers Game 4 and Game 5 loss. It was tough. I gotta say, definitely wasn't a good one. I thought that the Rangers should have had this series done. I said it was going to 6 or 7, but I didn't expect it to go to this way. And I think if you're the New York Rangers, you didn't play necessarily bad in game 4. It was really the game 5 was the big stinker, in my opinion. With the New York Rangers, we'll get into game 4. We'll get into game 5. And let's get right into it. Game 4, 4-3 loss against the Carolina Hurricanes. Of course, Carolina has marched back into the series, and they've made it a series now. This series was once 3-0 Rangers. 3-0 Rangers. Rangers were in full control, and now things have changed. It's a 3-2 series lead for the New York Rangers. And this game started off with the Rangers going down 2-0 from goals from Stefan Nason, from goals from Evgeny Kuznetsov. I'm pretty sure he had a snipe over the block of Igor Shesterkin. And then things got to a point where the Rangers were down 3-1 after the first period. 3 goals allowed in the first period. Definitely not a recipe for success. And now, if you're the Rangers, you're looking at this squad, like, how are they going to get it, be able to tie this game up? Well, talk about depth. Depth was huge. Barclay Goodrow getting a deflection from a shot from Braden Schneider. And then Alexi Lafreniere tying the game up on a shot that bounced off Frederik Andersen to tie the game at 3-3. So that's the difference between this team and Gerard Gallant Rangers. I know a lot of people have been comparing the two coaches this playoffs, this series, this season, in fact, because a lot of people were saying, well, how much was Gerard Gallant holding this team back? Because they make a coaching change, and the team is all of a sudden looking outstanding. I mean, they won the President's Trophy under the first season out of Peter Laviolette and his staff. But I think something that the New York Rangers do kind of have better this year is kind of better depth. The Tarasenko trade was outstanding. I thought he was a good impact, better impact than Patrick Kane, in fact. But yeah, the Rangers go down 3-1. They tie the game up, and I looked at myself and I said, "Is this team gonna tie this game up, force an overtime, or are we gonna just get beat up by the Carolina Hurricanes?" And yeah, they did show that they were able to come back in this game. And for the New York Rangers, they got to a point where they almost got the lead. In fact, they had some really good chances on Freddie Andersen, and they couldn't get the job done. But yeah, they scored 3 goals. And when you score 3 goals in a hockey game, playoff hockey game, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But it wasn't good enough, and things weren't looking great. Power play for the Carolina Hurricanes wasn't clicking at all in the game. Rangers power play has not been cooking really too much. It's been a bit of a struggle. Carolina's kind of figured out. We mentioned that they could figure it out, and things can get a lot worse if the Rangers power play doesn't succeed. They have played fine. They have played fine 5-on-5 though, so that's a plus. And the Rangers lose this game 4-3. Ryan Lindgren takes a penalty, and it's not a good one. I don't care how bad the Carolina power play has been this season, or this series rather. It's been 0-for-16, and you take a costly penalty like that, Lindgren. You can't do that. No matter how bad this power play has been for the Carolina Hurricanes, you just can't do that. And they did that, and they scored. Brady Shea snipes Igor Shesterkin, Bardowski's. Carolina takes game 4. Definitely not what I would have liked. I think the big keynotes, Zibanejad continued his hot streak. He's probably been the best Ranger, I'd say, in these playoffs. 13 points this playoffs. And he's played good. I think he's been the forward that out of all the stars, he's kind of been the guy that's shown up. Artemi Panarin has not. Adam Fox looks injured. Chris Kreider, hopefully we can get a spark out of you, buddy. Yeah, the big superstars, they got to show up every night. Trocheck's kind of cooled down. His entire line has kind of cooled down. And this was a -3 for Artemi Panarin. A -3. He was on the ice for 3 out of those 4 goals. And how many did he score that night? 0. So I look at this Artemi Panarin guy. He shaves his head bald, has an amazing regular season, and is currently pooping the bed in the series. When you take on teams like Carolina, Tampa Bay, Florida, Boston, all the top dogs, I know Tampa Bay's out, but still, top dogs that have good playoff experience, their top players show up. For Carolina, Svechnikov showing up, Aho showing up, newly acquired Jake Guentzel. Their top guys are producing, and that's why they're climbing back into this series. Artemi Panarin has curled up in its shell. Artemi Panarin is literally a turtle that has curled up in its shell because a hurricane has come in. A storm is coming, like they say. Artemi Panarin in the playoffs has been underwhelming. We pay him a lot of money to do this in the playoffs. He said all this time, playoffs are a bigger game. I need to be better. And he'd be a -3? No goals, no points even. No impact, essentially. It's a disgrace. Quite honestly, I can go on an Artemi Panarin rant so much. And Game 5, when I break that down right now, it's going to show you how I feel about Artemi Panarin and what we need to see. But let's get into Game 5. Rangers lose 4-3. And I was okay with the loss because that was their first loss in 8 games. Pretty solid stuff out of the New York Rangers, but so that's why I didn't really panic, right? You're up 3-1. You head back to the Garden. Finish them out, right, on Monday? Nope. Rangers fail to do that. And I was pretty disappointed in their effort. Jacob Trouba gets the lone goal. They score 1 goal in the game. In a series-clinching game that you could clinch on home ice. And then you get to wait for the Boston Bruins and Florida Panthers. You lose 4-1. You get beat up at your home building where fans are already paying $400, $500+ a ticket. And that's how you show up? That is how you show up, Rangers? That pisses me off. I'm a fan. I feel bad for every single fan that had to deal with that game. No adjustments made from Laviolette. Nothing. 60 minutes of puck that was garbage. Garbage. It was an embarrassment. Jacob Trouba, the captain, out of all your goal scorers, he's the lone goal scorer? I love Jacob Trouba and what he brings to the team. I'm not saying he's had an amazing playoffs either, but he gets the only goal on a shorthander? Not even 5-on-5? You're shorthanded. You lose a guy. Great play by Trouba, I will admit. It was a sick play. But Artemi Panarin, Kreider, Zibanejad, Fox even. Where were you? Panarin was a ghost in Game 5. It was like you didn't even see him. It's like when Artemi Panarin stepped on the ice, I didn't even notice him. I noticed when Jake Guentzel's on the ice. I noticed when Aho and Svechnikov are on the ice. I know when Mika Zibanejad's on the ice. I mean, even though Fox hasn't had amazing playoffs, I know when he's on the ice. But Artemi Panarin, it looked like he was just skating out there. And when games get like this, you got to give it your all. Because think about it. You win that game, get some rest. Because Boston Bruins and Florida Panthers, they're beating each other up. A well-rested Panarin, a well-rested Fox, a well-rested Mika Zibanejad. Nope. We got to go back to Game 6 for Raleigh. And this game really pissed me off. Not because Laviolette made no adjustments. Just the answer after the Jacob Trouba goal. You got outworked. They outshot you. They outworked you. And they scored 4 unanswered goals in the third period. You thought you were going to get away with it the easy way. You really did. And that's what pisses me off the most with this game. I mean, it's really just with Artemi Panarin. You pay the guy so much money to be like this in the playoffs. And you know what? What pissed me off the most about this game? The lack of back check. That Kuznetsov goal that made it 2-1 would have never happened if you had your damn stick on his stick, lifted it, and you're going the other way. But no, Artemi Panarin allows his fellow friend Evgeny Kuznetsov to bury it on Igor Shesterkin, where Shesterkin is spreading so far out to make an almost outstanding save. But nope, his other buddy, Artemi Panarin, says, I'm not going to do this back check thing. I'm not going to go stick on stick. I'm just going to allow him to score the goal, and then I'm going to slam my stick up against the glass. That's embarrassing. You want to win in the playoffs? Those type of goals will lose you games. And it did. Because after that goal, Jordan Martinook scores too, and Marty Necas scores the empty netter. I understand the try with pulling Igor Shesterkin. You haven't seen him get pulled very much in this series, but you did in that game. Jordan Staal was a workhorse, and that's what captains do. He's an amazing player. This guy's a beast. I mean, I'm seeing Barclay Goodrow try to hit Jordan Staal. Jordan Stahl's not even moving. The guy doesn't even move. I mean, it's like, I hate to say this, but it's like you got to shove him in a spot where it's just so, like, uncomfortable. And I'm not saying hitting him in, like, the you know what, but, like, I don't know what it's going to take to move Jordan Staal, because the guy was a workhorse, and he's made this a series. He started that 4-goal rush. The Rangers sat back. Laviolette was like, defend. Maybe go up 2-0, or at least attempt to, and not play half ice. It's like when hockey coaches do that drill where it's like a scrimmage, where it's half ice, and you gotta go back to the red line to take possession. That's like what Carolina was doing. They were playing a half-ice game, and it was benefiting them because the Rangers decided, we're going to defend for the rest of this game and see how this goes. And clearly, it did not pay off. And I do blame the coaching staff for not making adjustments. I do. You can't go into a playoffs and not make adjustments. I don't care if you're up 3-0 or you're down 3-0. If you're making no adjustments, you want to hurt yourself. As much as the players want to stay with line and line, something's got to change. I mean, earlier this morning, they're bringing back the Jacob Trouba and Keandre Miller pair. A pair that was full of turnovers. And Carolina feeds off of turnovers, by the way, if you haven't noticed. You turn the puck over to Carolina. If it wasn't for Igor Shesterkin, you're probably not up 3-2 in this series. Just with Artemi Panarin again, like, the guy's got to wake up. I mean, I don't know what his points are in the series, but it's not in the top end. Zibanejad's up there. And obviously the other guys, the other top players of their respective teams. But no, Artemi Panarin, the guy is a liability on the defense. And it pisses me off so much that you get paid so much money to play like garbage. and it's sickening, quite honestly. Rangers are back at it on Thursday. I'm recording this on Wednesday, so I'm going to have this pretty much before the game when I record this. Probably be up on Thursday, but that's going to do it for this podcast. I appreciate all of you guys for supporting the channel. We were at 109 subscribers, the road to 200, and hopefully the Rangers can close it out. And our next episode will be Rangers are moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. But anyways, guys, let's hope Artemi Panarin has a big game. Let's hope the Stars show up, and let's hope that we can take it to them and close it out in their home rink. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Fame.